Hello, everybody. My name is Ryan Tolman. I'm your host with Danger Will Robinson. We've got Noah Cotterman, our producer behind the screen, and you're listening to the Volleyball Toolbox. So that's on camera.
That's fine. He can cut that.
He can cut that. Okay. Hey, so today is the first episode of our new podcast. If you're listening, we are very excited to have you.
Super stoked.
Super stoked, right? Yeah. We're going to give this thing a shot here. It's a new
no idea what we're doing.
It's a new medium for us. Something different that we're gonna
get a bigger sheet.
Yeah, probably should get a bigger show sheet. Little things like that. We're gonna try to iron out as we go. But today we wanted to just introduce ourselves to you, give you an opportunity to get to know us, and kind of see where the podcast is headed. Understand what we're trying to accomplish here with the microphone, and we're just a couple of guys who have just a lot to say and things that we think are helpful to the volleyball world. Parents, coaches, players, just in general. So we're real excited to get started.
No one else is doing it.
We don't think so. Maybe they are, maybe they're not.
We'll meet one day. We'll make a cool podcast.
Yeah,
that'll be our coolest podcast ever.
Right. We just joined forces with another podcast, but we're gonna go ahead and get started. We're gonna start with Will Robinson, kind of giving you an introduction to who he is, and then we'll just roll from there. So we got a few topics today to just give you an idea of where we're headed. Will, tell us a little bit about yourself. Where'd you grow up? What was your kind of high school life, and then maybe after high school, and then we'll get into the volleyball stuff here a little bit later.
Born right across the street from Mesa Community College.
Okay, hey, me too. I think we were born in the same hospital.
Yep.
Maybe the same room.
So
we'll just go with that.
That would be crazy.
Yeah, right.
Went to Dobson Academy.
Okay, that's not a high school?
That is a charter school.
Okay.
Yeah.
And that was elementary school?
That was all the way up to 6th grade.
Got it. Okay.
Somewhere around there. Then went to Anderson L.
Right.
And then
Okay.
Anderson Junior. Mm-hmm. And then I was like, Chandler Public Schools is not it.
Right.
You know how I feel.
How do you feel about that now? Now looking back, do you wonder
I made the greatest decision.
what Chandler High would have been Chandler High?
Chandler High, I would have been able to possibly be in a semifinal game, but
Right.
I wasn't good enough at volleyball, dude. I don't know what I would have been. Dobson's perfect.
Right.
And then I ended up at Dobson.
Dobson High, right?
Well,
Go
that's not
Mustang.
true. That's not
Go
true.
Mustangs.
I went to Hendricks.
Hendricks.
Huskies.
Hendricks?
Huskies.
that
That's
a
the
junior
junior
high?
high.
Okay,
That's
right,
what
right.
Summit is now.
Okay.
Yep. Went there. That's a Channing Frye.
Yeah.
That's a little Channing Frye reference there.
Channing Frye, St. Mary's Knights, right?
Should have
That's
gone
where
to
you
Dobson. We'll talk about that
Okay.
later. Then went to Dobson. Graduated in 12. And I have never left the Valley. I never will. I'm dying here.
Yep.
Dying, maybe in this couch.
Man, no, hopefully not.
It'd be weird.
My wife, Katie, wouldn't enjoy that.
New couch. We'd get a different couch.
Yeah, we'd have to get a new one. My story's pretty similar to that. I'm never leaving the Valley either.
What do you think about Mesa Public Schools?
Mesa Public Schools are great. That's where I grew up. I went to Westwood High School in Mesa.
There he goes. There it is.
Listen, my dad graduated from Westwood High School. I graduated from Westwood High School. My whole family, except for my little sister, she ended up at Mountain View. But Mesa Public Schools served its purpose. I don't hate it.
Love Mesa Public Schools.
Yeah. So, and then Noah, also an Arizona boy, also a Valley native. Noah, where'd you go to high school?
So my freshman through my junior year, I went to Deer Valley High School in Glendale, Arizona, and then
Okay.
My senior year, I transferred into Ironwood High School, just up the road.
Got it. All right. And transferred so you could play some volleyball?
Indeed.
It's crazy how volleyball tends to...
Sports
in general, right?
Yeah,
But
yeah.
volleyball tends to mold who we are, right? And where we're headed in life. It's certainly the case for me and for these two. The things that we have done in our life.
Did you play
direction we've
volleyball?
gone. I did not play volleyball. We'll get into that. Thanks for just.
No, it is.
Thanks for
I
letting
think it's
cat
the
out of
coolest
that
part
bag.
about it's like a John. They're the John Dunning of Arizona volleyball.
Well, there you go. I'll take
that's
that.
high
right?
praise, man.
High praise.
High
I don't.
praise.
I don't think that might be blasphemy to say, but that's all right.
We'll see. He'll listen to this one day, and he
sure.
knows of you. Probably, maybe. Who
No,
knows?
doubtful. I don't know, maybe.
You never know. You got a beard. The beard is
The beard's good.
rememberable.
So yeah, I in high school I was a basketball guy, and
Can we see that? No, is that in frame?
yeah, it's close. It's not in frame.
That's all right. We'll get
I
it
got
down
a picture
one
of
day.
myself when I was in high school that used to hang in the gym. To be honest with you, I was not much of an athlete growing up.
You look like a good athlete there.
Yeah, well, I got there when I was.
Was that senior year?
That's senior year up there on the
Okay.
wall. Yeah, when I was in junior high, I was small. I was 5'9". Freshman year, maybe 130 pounds. I remember talking to my dad about it. He's like, dude, I never thought you had a chance to be a good athlete. And I'm like, okay, thanks, Dad. I appreciate that. Right? He had a lot of faith in me. But
being honest with you.
Yeah, watching me play 7th, 8th, 9th grade, he was probably like, this guy has no future. But then I shot up. I got cut from the basketball team actually my sophomore year. Me and Michael Jordan.
Who cut you? What's his name?
Name
drop.
I'm not supposed to do that, right? Like,
Yeah, you are. He was your coach.
Throw him under the bus.
No, I think it's important because you probably made a good decision.
So Bob Doolin was
I don't know who that is. He made a great decision.
Legendary coach at Westwood High School.
So like a Rick McConnell kind of guy?
Yeah, was there for years and years and years and years. Came from a long lineage of coaches. I was small. I probably didn't deserve to make the team as a sophomore, just like Michael Jordan didn't deserve to make the team.
Just like him.
Same thing. He and I are very similar. I grew. So junior year, I was 6'5". I was ready to compete with the big boys, and then as they say, that's how the story goes. And I was able to compete in a varsity sport, and I think eventually it kind of and we'll touch on some more history behind that stuff, maybe at some later episodes. But my experiences in high school kind of pushed me towards where I am now. I think it molded me into not only wanting to be a coach, but then the kind of coach that I am, the kind of experiences that I had have certainly developed my style. And I think you're the same. Well, so in high school, you did play volleyball in high school.
I am a 1-year varsity volleyball player.
Okay. We have video of that.
I played JV for 3 years.
3 years. That's a guy that sticks with it. Why did you keep playing?
I love the sport. My coach and I, though, did not see eye to eye. That's the truth.
Varsity guy? What's his name? Name drop. You did that to me.
His name is Paul Travis Brown.
Okay. And was he a volleyball guy?
He's our driver's ed teacher at Dobson.
He's still there.
Yep. I was immature and I didn't listen enough, and so
weird.
Yep. Because that's what high schoolers do.
Boys,
that's what high school
boys weird, right?
Yeah. So
you stuck with it.
So he kept punishing me or whatever by putting me on JV, and looking back, my attitude probably deserved the JV stuff.
Probably learned a little bit from that.
I wasn't committed enough. Knowing what I know now, I was not committed enough to athletics. Mm-hmm. I was committed enough in the classroom, but definitely not committed enough in athletics. What's next year? What's
so
Noah? Yeah.
Noah played a ton of volleyball. I actually coached against Noah in high school.
When'd you start, Noah?
Technically, I started in 3rd grade at the YMCA.
Third grade? Can you imagine?
YMCA.
I was basketball 3rd grade, but
do you have a picture of you in 3rd grade?
Who I might be able to find like an action.
We might need that at some point.
That's something that we could add in here.
So and then 4-year varsity guy. Did you make varsity as a freshman?
No, I was actually only a 1-year varsity guy over at Ironwood. I played 1 year Deer Valley and then decided to.
So you were a JV guy at Deer Valley
for my freshman year. Yes.
Got it.
Dude.
Okay. Similar.
We're the same.
I think the three of us have really similar, obviously different sports and stuff, but very similar.
We are not all Americans.
No, correct.
You are not Kevin Barnett.
Well, I appreciate that. But he's a legend.
He's pretty good.
Yeah, so
he's going to come on the show one day. I promise.
We'll see. I think that oftentimes people who grow up as the man, so to speak, certainly have different experiences. And so ours are unique to us, and I think they created some pretty remarkable coaches and some remarkable experiences that have led us here. Opportunity to right now. Opportunity to talk.
What was the calendar event? What was it? What did I put?
It all starts here.
It all starts here. It all starts here. It all starts now.
Giving this thing a shot. A little bit out of our comfort zones. We're learning as we go.
I'm excited.
Yeah,
this is great.
Yeah, for sure. So let's move into volleyball a little bit. We kind of got the playing career. Let's move into maybe the coaching side. I bet everybody's probably wondering. Well,
I want you to go first.
Everybody's wondering, like Tolman, how did
this
you
happen?
become a volleyball coach?
Do you have it up here? Your first team?
No, probably not. They probably can't see it.
Where is the first team?
We might have to pan out at some point. The first basketball team is up there.
No, first volleyball team. The first team you coached at Desert Vista.
I don't know if it's up there. I'll have to look for it.
Okay.
Looking back, I certainly had no clue what I was doing.
I feel that every day.
Yeah. Well, you got a better idea than I did for sure. So I got hired at Desert Vista High School.
What age?
Back in, I was fresh out of college, so the year was 2003. Got to get used to these headphones a little bit.
Yeah.
You know, year was 2003. I just graduated from college. I was 24, 25.
Where'd you graduate college from?
I went to ASU as Sun Devil.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, if you grow up in Mesa, you know, you got to be a Sun Devil.
Totally agree.
That was so, you know, I was 24, 25 when I graduated. Everybody's like, wow, 6-year plan. I served a mission for the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints for 2 years in Brazil. Yep. Porto Alegre, Brazil. So I learned Portuguese and I got home and, you know, I was trying to figure out what I wanted to do with life. 6 weeks after I got back from my mission, I was engaged to Katie.
Nice job. Katie's great.
She was spectacular. She was everything I wanted.
She'll be on the show for sure.
At some point.
That's way down the road. We got to figure out what we're doing first.
Right. You know, it's like at some point you just realize what you want in life. And at that moment, that was what I wanted. And I could just tell.
And
so I got married. I got married 7 months after I got back from mission. So here I am, this college kid at ASU with no idea really what I wanted to do. Decided to study Spanish because I learned Portuguese, and that was actually pretty easy. The Spanish transition was pretty easy. So at some point, I was like, you know what? I want to be a teacher and a coach. I had coached basketball when I was a teenager for my little brother's like YMCA team, and we had a good little squad, and I remember like sitting in church many times, like drawing up offenses, trying to figure out how to win games.
Future coach.
Yeah, I could. I mean, at that point, I probably could tell. You know, I'll never forget So my little brother's the same age as Danny Ainge's son, one of Danny Ainge's sons. We played them in a little YMCA league, and Danny Ainge was the coach on the other side.
Oh,
yeah, totally out of my league. We ended up winning that game.
Oh yeah, you did.
Drew up a play. We had to go the length of the floor in one play to win the game.
How did Danny take that?
He seemed fine. I don't think
professional.
Yeah, well, sure.
Oh,
I mean,
yeah,
he is
so
a
we didn't
professional, right? For me, it was a huge deal, right? Like here I am, this young guy trying to find my way, but
take that. Danny.
So anyway, I guess digress a little bit. 2003, get hired at Desert Vista. Basketball guy still.
Basketball.
Still had not even.
You don't even know what a volleyball is.
Well, I mean, my little sister played.
That's right. Where'd she play again?
She played at Westwood, then at Mountain View, and she was a good little player. She had some injuries. She played because of me, actually. I had encouraged her at a young age, like, hey, you should play volleyball. I had friends that were volleyball players at Westwood.
Just never interested you. How was the boys' volleyball?
It interested me, for sure. I mean, I played sand. I mean, it was ugly, probably. Like, I'd like to see what it looked like. It was horrible.
Oh, God. I watched film of myself.
There was
I don't know what the hell.
Well, there was no volleyball, boys volleyball at the time at Westwood High School.
Oh.
So I didn't even have a chance to play. This was the first year Westwood High School got boys volleyball was 1997.
Yeah, late 90s. That was
and I graduated in 96.
Oh.
So I never even had the opportunity to do it, right? So
that makes sense.
Yeah. So there I am, 2003. I get hired to teach Spanish and coach the JV basketball team.
Under? Who's
Doug Harris was the varsity coach.
Is he big time? I don't know Doug Harris.
So Doug Harris was the Arizona State Player of the Year in 88, 89. Played for Sam Dwayne at Corona High School.
Dude, Sam Dwayne, he's been doing
senior. Yeah,
not junior.
So he played with junior, right? So Sammy Dwayne Jr. is now coaching at Perry High School.
He's a Puma.
Yeah. So anyway, I get hired to coach JV, and Doug was a great mentor. I mean, he had played in college and he had coached before, and it's a good opportunity for me to learn some stuff from him. And I learned a lot of stuff that that I should do, and a lot of stuff I shouldn't do, and stuff like that. So it was one of those great opportunities to grow up as coach. Well, probably 3 or 4 months into teaching, I was standing in my classroom one day, and in walks the athletic director, right? And a young teacher, like, oh, shoot, administrator's in my room. Like, what am I doing wrong, right?
I'm fired.
So then they walk, and she's got a parent with her, his mom. Her name was Gay Cutter.
Okay.
And she introduced me, hey, this is Gay. Her son plays volleyball. Kelly Cutter was her son's name. You probably remember the name Kelly.
Oh, he was a good player.
Kelly Cutter, great setter, phenomenal setter. She says, we don't have a volleyball coach. And I just stared. I remember just staring at her like,
okay.
Really? You don't have a volleyball coach? Well, what do you want me for?
How long had Desert Vista had a program by that time? Do you know?
Desert Vista opened in the late 90s. So 5 or 6 years maybe.
Okay. That makes sense.
Yeah, so
they're going to open up at the same time as Mount Point then.
Yeah, they were a little bit behind Mount Point. Mount Point was ahead of them.
Oh yeah,
for sure.
Yeah.
So anyway, I young, married, no idea what I was doing, but realized that I needed money.
Yeah.
Right. It's like, well, does this job pay?
It does.
She said, yeah, it does. I was like, okay, well, sign me up. Right. Like that's literally how I got into volleyball. And I remember taking a whistle to some of the practices early. And I was, I'm making run sprints and I'm running like a basketball practice.
Yeah.
And one of the kids came in and goes, Coach, I don't think volleyball coaches use whistles.
Oh.
I was like, oh, okay, well, maybe I won't use a whistle anymore.
Some do, some don't.
Some do, yeah, right? So I just didn't think they wanted to run anymore, right? There's like, we're running. Why are we running so much?
How do we stop running?
Yeah.
Well, we take the whistle. You get the whistle. You can't do it.
The whistle's gone. He can't make us run anymore, for sure. So anyway, I bought a book online.
Nice.
I should find that book.
It's probably around here somewhere.
Yeah,
I got books too.
Coaching volleyball or whatever. And I called my little sister. She was a senior at Mountain View High School. And I called her. I said, Rach, I need some help. Yeah. And so my assistant coach, my first year coaching, was the same age as the kids that I was coaching. So she would leave Mountain View High School every day and she'd drive out to Desert Vista and she would listen to practice and help me. And she had some respect of the guys, but not a lot, right? And my little sister's very attractive, right? She's a cute girl. Yeah. So I'm sure every one of them was in love with her. It was a hot mess. Yeah. And I actually almost quit that year. Have I ever told you that?
Why?
I almost quit because it was a pain in the neck.
It's like an airplane. It's like you
what do we do?
Right there.
Don't know what to do with my arms. It was a pain in the neck. The parents were frustrated because I had no idea what I was doing.
You're young.
I was young. I was not in very good control of the program. We were just kind of flying by the seat of our pants. So I actually had a team meeting with the guys. I said, listen, boys, here's the deal. If your parents don't back off, and if you guys don't start, showing me a little bit of respect or whatever, I'll just quit. And then you won't have a season. Right? You won't have a coach. Yeah. You won't have a season. Everything is just
this is going to suck.
Be done. Yeah. And it kind of cleaned up. And at that moment I learned as a coach, I was like, wow, okay, so you just have to be
assertive
in charge.
Yeah, you got to tell them. Yeah.
Everybody's got to know, right? And
transparency.
So it was probably the first lesson I learned as a varsity volleyball coach is just assertiveness. Just
tell them how it is.
Tell them how it is. Yeah. Don't sugarcoat stuff. Don't try to be the nice guy.
You don't.
Sometimes you just have to lay it out. So stuck it out. We finished. We lost to Brophy in the quarterfinals that year.
That was in 03 or 04?
That was 04.
04.
So yeah, it was
because they came to you in the fall,
spring
of 03.
Yeah.
Got it.
So spring of 04. And then a short 4 seasons later, we were state champs.
Is that up here? That's got to be.
That's right behind your head there.
That's here, right here.
State champs, right here behind your head. This is 16. That was my last team.
That was a quarterfinal
15.
Team. That was Elite 8 team, right?
Yeah, no, not that one. We got a lot of. That was Sam Mather's senior year. But so yeah, we got state champs over there behind you in 2007.
Playing a state championship game at Mountain View.
Mountain View High School.
That would never happen now.
I know, right?
Ever.
And I was hooked. I was like, wow, this volleyball stuff is cool.
Yeah,
so,
I agree.
That's kind of how I started, and we'll get more into the journey.
Fast
after
forward.
That. Yeah, another one.
Yeah. That's the most recent
11,
one. That's cool. We got this in there.
2021. Yep. And this one was special. We'll talk a lot about some of this stuff. This one was special because I had my son with me. So the evolution has been pretty dramatic over the years.
Yeah, it's crazy.
That's definitely going to be something we get into is how we have all
just
evolved.
The path.
Yeah, and so that's the start of the path. And I wouldn't trade it for anything. I thought at one point in my career, I was like, I'm gonna be a basketball coach. Someone's gonna name the court after me, right? Like Ryan Tolman Court at whatever high school, because I've been coached basketball there
so long
for 40 years or whatever.
State champion.
Yeah. And then
you want to be Gary Aarons.
Yeah, similar to that. Yeah. I mean, and then at some point it was like, you know what? This volleyball stuff's cool. I'll just stick with that. And the rest is history, as they say. I guess we've said that twice now, right?
We're gonna say it a lot.
So how about you? Obviously, I remember you as a young coach.
You were in my coaching life quick because I got into coaching right out of high school.
Right.
Graduated in 12, was coaching varsity assistant fall of 12.
Okay.
At Dobson.
Yeah.
Spring of 13, I was coaching. No, fall of 12, I was coaching boys club with Brian Steiner.
Yep. I remember that.
He's the reason I coach 100%.
And was that first year with Dax, or was you had already done it a year, right?
No, first year was 18-2s, that Mountain Point team.
That's right.
Because you were the 18-1s. Yep.
That's right.
That's at Addison Hinkle.
Yeah.
Yep.
It was kind of a good group.
Yeah,
Brian had just taken over at Mountain Point, so
we lost in 3 to you in regionals.
Yeah, it was a good squad.
Yep. And then in 13, I coached at Mountain Point. And I've been at Dobson since 12 now. Been at Aspire since 12, and I've been nowhere else. Really. Oh, I've been at Higley.
Yeah. Spent a little time.
Oh God, I won a state championship there.
That's right. Can't forget that one.
Maybe I put one right here.
Yeah, we'll just hang yours up there.
Right there, yeah.
So that was.
That's fast, right?
Why did you do it? What? Like, so you graduate and you're
Rationally.
like, yeah, what am I going to do? I'll just go coach. Like, why did you do that?
Well, I love the game so much, and did not come from enough money where financially we could just say like, yeah, go play college. It's fine. Yeah.
Oh, and that's another topic for another day, right? Like boys college volleyball. Noah knows all about that. Still paying off some debt on the college volleyball, Noah.
For years to come.
For years to come. Yeah. And I'm paying debt off too, but it would have been way more, right?
Way more, right?
So, but I knew I love this sport. Like I'd been all in since for sure junior year. Did all the scouting reports for our teams, like knew the names, like, hey, this is going to be their best player, that kind of stuff. Was looking into max prep stuff before that was a thing. And
so you were a big nerd.
Volley nerd. I would say classic volley nerd, not nerd. Nerds don't get the GPA I got. Yeah. No, not a nerd. I'm a nerd about things I want to be a nerd about.
Sure.
Yeah.
Right?
Not
Maybe like, that's the definition of nerd though. Right? Like it's kind of has a negative connotation.
Oh, it's totally negative towards really smart people that wear glasses and look kind of
but those nerds are passionate about.
Those nerds are millionaires all the time. Yeah, they always get farther than us.
I think 100%. we need to use that word better.
I think it needs to just be understood. It's probably more positive.
Exactly.
Like the word weird. Okay, hell yeah.
I'll be weird all day long.
I'm absolutely weird. Right?
Yeah. Okay. So you wanted to stay competitive. You wanted to be a part of.
I knew the sport was cool. Yeah. I wanted to learn everything I possibly could about the sport from a different viewpoint. And I knew how important coaching was because my first real coach was at Primitive, run by Fred Mann.
Yeah. The legend.
His name was Travis Hobson.
And
he was a good guy, and he was the best coach I ever had in my career. And I was like, damn, that guy, I was a practice player at Primitive. And he like helped me like more than any other coach ever did. And it was so big impact.
Yeah.
So I remembered that. And then I was like, well, I want to help Dobson because it's my alma mater. And so then I got into coaching there. And then I probably started taking it seriously in 13. 13 was like, okay, this is something I need to probably be good at.
Sure.
Yeah, I'm gonna not suck at this.
Yeah. That's a huge step because it's easy to struggle as a coach.
Ups and downs, baby.
I think there's a lot of people who think it's easy to do.
I don't think a lot of people think about the mental health side of coaching. That's what people don't think about. That's what's most taxing on
another
us.
Topic for another day.
Yeah,
right?
not physically. It's not physically.
Well, I mean, it
yes and no.
My feet hurt.
Yeah, see,
sometimes
exactly.
I got a bum shoulder.
It's more mentally and emotionally exhausting. That's what people don't get.
Right.
Like they wonder why coaches age. That's why. That's why coaches walk in the way they walk in.
So let's get into a little bit of what we're going to talk about here. So we're done playing, career, coaching, mentors. Anybody specifically stick out to you as like? I mean, you talked about Brian Steiner. I said Brian
Steiner. That's the one that's like the first.
Sure.
I would say Yamashiro and I we're not mentors, but we're like
you did it together type of thing.
Yeah,
you're real similar in age.
We kind of like raise the bar in each other. We're always kind of like competing against each other to like, all right, what's next?
Right.
In a great, healthy way. I think so. So he and I were close in age. McCall. Close in age, yeah.
But raise the bar on each other a little bit.
100%. He raised the bar for me. Sure. You raised the bar for me probably the most when it came to the adult side of it. I know that's super weird to say, but I don't know how to say it in a better, like with just one word, like the adulting side of it, which is the hardest part of it.
The volleyball part, you can learn pretty quick.
Yep.
Right? I mean, the skills and all that. But
that's a book. That's called a book.
Right.
Yeah.
Organizing, communicating with other adults. It's different.
It's hard.
Especially when you're young.
Yeah.
And like I said, I learned that early at Desert Vista, right? That was like first year stuff. And I was like, wow, I got a lot to go.
Like your identity, you're like, what am I? What can I do? And then you're like, oh, this is what we're doing.
That's right.
So that would be me.
Noah, Noah, why'd you decide to coach? What was your motivation? Because you're really young. I tell 24?
Yep, 24.
24, youngest guy in the room. finish playing, and then all of a sudden you're just like, you know what? Let's do this.
Can I guess, Noah?
Go for it.
For a degree.
Partially, yeah. So I
Great reason, people. Hey,
I need a degree.
nice job.
yeah, no, that's
That's called good parenting right there.
I had I was an accounting major when I got to college, and then my sophomore year, I had an internship and kind of decided that I didn't want to sit behind a desk for 8 hours a day staring at a computer.
Like you're doing right now.
Yeah, kind of like I'm doing right now. So
full circle.
Who's the joke on
Not
now?
8 hours.
Not 8 hours. Yeah.
But yeah, so I decided I didn't want to do that. Went back and switched my major to sports management because I like sports too much. I've kind of been involved in sports, since since I can remember. My older brother played basketball throughout high school, and then once I graduated, I didn't want to really step away from the sport of volleyball, so I started reaching out to schools, to see if I could be a graduate assistant, and that's kind of where it all started.
Yeah. It's awesome.
Mentors. Oh, well,
Nice.
that was weird.
Real podcast voice there.
Mentors. Noah?
Yeah. Anybody specific?
I mean, you two kind of helped me out quite a bit. We mentioned that you had coached against me back when I was in high school, and Will kind of helped me get my foot in at the door at Aspire. So you two have helped me out quite a bit.
Yamashiro too, right?
Yeah, definitely. Once I kind of got to know everybody on the the east side of town. I'm from the west side, kind of a ways away.
The west side.
They just kind of stuck their hand out for me. And
You know what?
Yeah.
Noah, is this the time we tell everybody about our history?
Might as well.
Yeah.
Let's
It's
get it out the
background.
way.
Yeah, let's
Yeah,
let the people
hey,
know.
so
Let the
what-
people know.
Noah ran hot as a high school kid on the volleyball court, and he let people know about it. Right? That was the best. The best description of Noah is just uber competitive and loudmouth. Right?
Everyone knows who Noah is.
Yeah, which was great, and he was a talented volleyball player.
Was Noah.
Still is.
I've got my days now.
We all
Days
have
left.
those, right?
Yes, days left.
Yes,
You're
counting down the days.
counting down.
And I think part of it was for my guys that played against him was that they hated losing to him, and he was never shy about telling them that
He lost.
He was
yeah,
beating us, right?
Or
Like,
they lost. Yeah.
and so when Will approached me and said, "Hey, we need to bring Noah in as a coach," I was like, "No, I don't. I remember that kid from high school.
True
not
story,
a chance."
Noah Cotterman.
I said, "Absolutely not." And Will said, "No. You just need to meet him. Just he's a different guy." And to Noah's credit, the first time he walked through the door, put his hand out, shook my hand, said, "Hey, sorry about the way I acted in high school."
Is that what you said, Noah?
I'm pretty sure that was
Yeah.
like the first
That's
words out of my
funny.
mouth.
That was the first ones, and you know what's funny when somebody shows up with that kind of attitude, right? Instantly, I was like, okay, this guy has
knows.
grown up. He's
Yeah.
learned some humility, and he's somebody that I want teenagers to be around.
Yeah.
And for me, as the director of the boys program at Aspire, that's paramount. That's number one on the list, right? Is we want our athletes to be around good people.
Yeah. Well, and
they'll-
he's a good person to have as a coach as well because he can guide people that are similar to him in
Absolutely.
players and say, "Hey, I was like that, but you don't need to do it," or just help them.
Right.
You know,
And and again, that goes back to the experiences we've
Yeah.
had and who we've turned into as
good
people,
little-
so.
good little coaching staff we have when it
Abs-
comes to that. Just when it comes to backgrounds. And,
Yeah, absolutely. Well, and I guess that's the final part of our introduction here is that
Well, does everyone know where we coach?
that's where I was getting
Okay,
to. Right?
yeah.
Hopefully they noticed the shirt on the name on your shirt there, Will. But that'll kind of get, I guess, full circle here with our introduction. Is we are coaches at Aspire Volleyball Club in Tempe, Arizona. It's been a club since 2006, boys and girls. It's one of the larger clubs in the state of Arizona. Very competitive locally, very competitive nationally. And we're excited to go through this journey with our listeners.
LOVB drop.
Yeah, we could do that.
think we do
We're
that.
part of the LOVB network.
What the heck is that?
That's a good question. It's a national group of people who are
Into volleyball.
way into volleyball,
Way into volleyball.
wanting to grow the sport, wanting to promote female athletes.
And what's the end goal?
And the end goal is to have a professional team in all of their clubs.
Which
So,
is cool. It's the
really cool.
European system kind of, right? Ground
absolutely,
up.
right?
Yeah.
So your youth program
Youth,
feeds
junior,
into your-
senior, whatever, yeah.
into pro program. So
When I heard that idea, I was like, that's the way to do it.
yeah, and they're all in, right? As are we. We are all in.
We got a podcast. We have a podcast.
We have a podcast that's going to bring you knowledge from the coaching standpoint. It's going to bring you knowledge from a player standpoint. We're going to have
absolutely.
We're going to bring in guests
People
that have
People
been
know
around.
This is coming, so they're ready. They're ready to be on this.
You know, we have an extensive background in coaching different positions and different skills and different levels. Will and I have been all the way down at the 14s level. Coach some younger kids.
13 twos, 13 threes.
Yeah, we're the girls' side, right? Yeah. I mean, I've coached summer league with my daughter when she was 11, and you're teaching kids how to hold their hands. Just a lot of really.
Mama Tolman just came in.
Yeah, she peek in. She probably dinner time. But anyway, our podcast is designed to help you navigate some of the ins and outs.
Because it's a lot. When you think about it, it's a lot.
It's a lot, right? Club volleyball in general.
Prep volleyball, dude. It is a journey.
Yeah. So we're gonna hopefully give you some insight along the way and some entertainment.
Hopefully,
hopefully
it's organic. We don't want it to be forced.
Yeah, we are going to have some cool conversations and some cool guests. So we're very excited. We're grateful for the opportunity to get this thing off the ground and
see where it goes.
See where it goes. So join us next time.
Tell them the schedule here, like what we're trying to do weekly and
So join us next time
frequency stuff.
We're going to start our first series here. It's the athlete development series. So the first episode is going to be the early years, where we investigate types of activities, parental involvement, physical growth, mental development. I know that's a huge thing.
Well, nature versus nurture kind of thing.
Motivation,
yeah.
You know, kids that are just getting started, not only just in volleyball, but in sports in general. We're going to go through what we call the make or break years, where you're kind of deciding, which direction am I headed? Am I in the right sport? Am I at the right level?
Am I in the right thing?
Do I want to keep doing this? You know, then go through the formative years, where we have probably the most extensive experience.
That's 16 to 18.
Stuff.
Yeah.
Where you're trying to figure out, okay, what is the next step for me? And then get into the college level stuff, right? How do you navigate all of that recruiting stuff, and how do you navigate where to go to college and what to pick? And so that's our athletic
and
series.
Every kid's different. Yep.
Everybody's different. And then
so when will episodes drop, Noah?
Well,
that's a Noah question, huh?
That's a need to know basis, and you don't need to know.
Okay.
I don't think any of us know. We're on this. It's a little, like we said, organic a little bit.
Okay.
We're going to try to record it.
Expect content, people.
Yeah, it's coming.
We just don't know when yet. We'll get there.
Yep.
Well, yeah.
So we hope you enjoyed the first episode and the opportunity to get to know us a little bit. Stick with us throughout all of our series. Go ahead and find us on social media.
What's our Instagram handle?
We don't know yet. The Volleyball Toolbox.
We could also
is
get
our
in
Instagram.
The Aspire.
Yeah, we may get some updates on the Aspire website at Aspire VB. Is that Instagram? So
you can
hit the like, hit the subscribe
on the podcast.
Yeah, follow us on the podcast.
YouTube subscribe.
Subscribe on YouTube. Find us. We'll keep you updating you where we're going to be and what we're going to do, and we look forward to seeing you in the future. So thank you for joining us for the first episode of the Volleyball Toolbox, and we will catch up to you later.